Today we're going to talk about staying in your own lane and how many people really struggle with this. And I recently went through something where someone gave me an opinion on something that they didn't even know what they were talking about. Of course, they thought that they knew everything and they did not. And this happens with know-it-alls. This happens with people who have a tendency to want to know everything first, right? You'll notice these are the people who know everybody's gossip. They might be someone in your family who always knows the latest on what your other family is doing. You got to be careful of these people. They are up to no good and they may not be doing it on purpose, but they're nosy and they're inconsiderate and they're insecure. And I think that it becomes a habit of people who, even if they have a lot going on in their life, you can find yourself going, isn't it weird? Like you have a lot on your plate. Why are you so worried about me? Or you could sit there and see how much they've got going on and go, don't you have something better to do other than, worrying about what I'm doing? And these are people who have forgotten themselves. And you have to have a little bit of compassion for these people. It can be tough when they might be attacking you. It can be tough when they might have a different opinion than you do, whether it be through politics or family drama or just something simple as how you live your life. Okay, people who are uncomfortable, welcome to Key West, here they come on in. But people who struggle with minding their own business usually do this out of habit, and it's something that they were probably taught when they were really young. And to be fair, this is how society works. Okay, a lot of people want to be involved in other people's business. It's strange. It's always been strange to me. I've never really had a whole lot of fun gossiping about other people. I'm not saying that I haven't. I think we all are guilty of gossiping at some point, but I've never been that girl. I remember in school, kids would be talking about what other people thought and what other people were doing, and ooh, did you hear what happened to so and so? I was always the last to know. Why? Because I wasn't poking my nose in other people's affairs. It never interested me. And I think that it was also reason why I was reluctant to vlog, because I was like, who cares? Like, who cares about other people's lives? And it wasn't until I found vloggers that I absolutely adore and I learned about how their lifestyle and their choices were actually a positive influence on how I was living my life. So that kind of stuff interested me, but I never understood like the catty gossip stuff. And I think that we need to be very careful on how much we participate in this type of behavior. And I know that it might sound kind of like, yeah, well, duh, but no, a lot of people out there are so stuck in this. They're so stuck in the gossip train. So whether you're the one who's overly involved in other people's business or you're the one that's working on just minding their own P's and Q's, the one lesson that we all can learn here is that the answer is in you. We were born with all the tools we need to combat things like this. Does it feel good when you're gossiping about other people? If the answer to that is yes, I highly recommend that you seek therapy, okay? Because there's nothing positive about gossiping about other people. What's happening there? You're raising that vibration. So if it's bad gossip, okay, or maybe it's catty, what is that doing? Why is that serving you? And if you think that you're believing a version of a story, okay, there's always going to be partial truths to stories, especially in narcissistic abuse or abusive relationships where you're being gaslit. And by the way, the people who are gaslighting you are also gaslighting those around them. And those around them may not be alert enough and knowledgeable enough in this type of behavior to even know that they're being lied to. And then those who love drama, oh, they have the best time with this sort of thing because they're like, "Ooh, yeah, what happened? And then this happened next, and then that happened." And it's like, ew, no. Okay, this is a great way to use your guidance system. If it doesn't feel good, don't feel it anymore. Move on to something that's more productive. Okay, and for me, a lot of times this has meant that I create a firm boundary and then I press block or I just don't engage anymore. I know that this has left a few people, even in my personal life, kind of like, oh, well, she just throws her thing and then she presses block. Yes, because everything that I've been through in the last 6 to 7 months has literally tested every cell in my body. And I have done nothing but grow and heal and try to change parts about me that I know were not good. I am not concerned with the old version, any version that other people think of when it comes to me. Right now, what's important is what I think of the version of me. Am I proud of me? Am I happy? And am I very, very eager to continue to stay on this road of growing and becoming a better version of myself? Yes. And if they want to argue with it, I don't care. I don't care. Welcome to Key West. There they go. And if you're a bystander around people who are gossiping about others, I wouldn't engage with that if I were you. And a lot of people have said, oh, if you want to vent, let me know. I don't want to vent because I don't want to manifest more and more of what I've already been through. I want to talk about my healing, which is why I've made this a YouTube series, okay? Daily Healing Journal. And these types of things, all these comments from other people that come out of nowhere that think that they have something important to say, okay, about their opinion on my life. What's interesting about this is the more I've healed and the more I know the truth and how the stories just kind of got really messed up. But I'm able to see the difference in that because I held my truth in folders, okay, in therapy with legal counsel, okay, professionals, law enforcement, you name it. And I am not here to dish out everything that I went through. I'm here to show you and be an advocate of the power that we have within ourselves. We do not have to parade our truth around just to get other people to stop talking about us. I could say, no, actually, you're wrong, and this is why, and here's the proof right here. Okay. And we've talked about this before in other videos where, especially with narcissists and abusers and people have a tendency to gaslight, they don't want to believe the opposing view, which in my situation, specifically to certain things that have broken me, I have the truth on my phone. The truth is backed up on backup after backup after backup. There is no side of the story. There's no my side or their side. There is one side of the story, which is the truth, which is why I captured so much of it. I'm not going to be the crazy person that posts it all on the internet to prove my side. I want to move on. I want to move on from those things, right? That's what I want to talk about. And so if anybody wants to tear apart your way of how you are becoming a new version of you, the only person that knows best for you is you, because you are the only one that's actually walked through your shoes at all times. So ignore the haters, ignore people who are testing you, ignore people who are going, oh, are you sure you're okay? Yeah, you really, this narrative's getting old. You know what narrative's getting old? The narrative of people who just listen to others jab without understanding that the jabbing is not even near the truth. Okay? Joke's on you if you're one of those people, by the way. And I don't lose sleep over this anymore. I used to. And I used to like go miles and miles and miles of like trying to prove my truth. Like, see, believe me. Like, what difference does it make? If these people don't believe you, let them. If these people want to make fun of your narrative and they don't like it, let them. If these people don't like the colors you wear, the things you say, the story that you tell, your narrative, let them. Let them and let them go. That's all for today. Take care of yourself. Don't engage in the gossip and don't be one of the gossip people. Okay? Mwah.